Hello, everybody. It's Broski the Moon Jelly, and we're here playing a new indie game today. I had found this one recommended to me on my Instagram Reels, and it is called Inclement Ide Fixe. And it is a dating sim visual novel with some elements that may not be suitable for you. So I'm going to tell you everything that I know that is in here so that way if you aren't comfortable with that, you can feel free to click away for today. So as far as I know, the game itself does include some elements of stalking and anxiety attacks, and maybe depression. And I believe it does have some shaking and maybe other kind of like strobing effects. So if that is at all a problem for you, now is your warning to click away. Um yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'm very excited. I love indie games. I have a very safe space in my heart, especially because I myself am an indie game artist. So whenever I get the chance to kind of just, you know, just look on itch.io for any of the indie games that I'm like looking for or putting on there, um, it feels great to be able to give them an opportunity to be put onto a platform. Because not everybody can upload their games onto Steam, and when people are working on games, they're not always finished. So it's when putting stuff on itch.io, it is really nice because the game doesn't have to be finished and you can keep kind of updating as you go. And it's pretty lenient, and it's just overall a very safe space for people who are just getting into the scene, just delving into developing, just delving into, creating video games. So if you want to support other indie game developers, artists, and all that jazz, I highly suggest going and checking out itch.io. They have some really amazing hidden gems on there. I've played a couple over the years. So yeah, I'm really happy to be able to show you one of their games. All right, let us, without further ado, get started. Sigh. Keeping track of the amount of times you've sighed by now is as pointless as counting each grain of sand on the beach. Then again, you're pretty certain that any normal human would have been just as annoyed as you were if they were in your current position. Working as a barista wasn't the most glamorous job, but it did keep you from being homeless and hungry. Minimum wage jobs, everybody. Minimum wage jobs. They're needed, but god do they suck because people suck. While you did enjoy brewing coffee, the nice regulars, and the coziness of the cafe you worked at, let me turn this up because the music is actually pretty low. Hold on, is there an options button? Hold on, save preferences. Here we go. Okay, you guys should be able to hear that now, I think. Okay, where were we? Well, you did enjoy brewing coffee, the nice regulars, and the coziness of the cafe you worked at. You certainly didn't enjoy showing up to work just to realize that it was closed for today due to renovations. Actually hate when that happens. It's not often, very rare, but I have heard stories of like people like getting ready to go to work only for them to show up and realize something totally catastrophic had happened and the entire store is closed for that day, and their bosses didn't even bother contacting everybody to tell them that they didn't need anyone to come into work that day. So I can imagine how pissed that was. There was a note on the door of the cafe stating as such with a long board covering the side of the window. And your boss didn't think it was necessary to inform you. What a cuck. Just great. Apparently, your boss had better things to do than manage his business. Would it have killed him to send out a mass text or email notifying his workers of the surprise renovations that he hadn't mentioned recently? Or at all, for that matter? You know, it actually might have killed him. Actually might have. With yet another irritated huff, you begin your trek back home on foot. It was pretty unfortunate that you'd only noticed the flat tire on your car this morning. You thought you were a pretty cautious driver, so you aren't sure when it would have gotten flat. Somebody slashed our tires. Somebody did that on purpose. Somebody slashed our tires. I'm telling you now. And to add to your growing list of annoyances, it was beginning to get cold, cloudy, and humid. Which could only mean one thing. Drip. Drip drop. And now it's pouring. Oh, thank you for the follow, Nova. Welcome. I hope you have a good time here. Oh, for the love of... So the sudden rain was pretty inconvenient. It was fortunate that there was a bus stop shelter a few feet from you. While holding your satchel over your head, you rush under the shelter and take a seat. A huff of exasperation forces its way out of your mouth. The world must be out to get you today or something. Nothing was going right. You take out your phone, intent on checking the forecast for the rest of the day. The heavy rain will persist late into the night. Great. Right, well, now we have a flat tire. It's raining. No umbrella. Who knows how long it took for us to walk to work, and now we have to walk home in the rain? Crappy. Well, you were fine with waiting for a bit. But an hour was completely out of the question. It was too cold for that, and you'd only brought a thin jacket with you. You weren't expecting the sudden rain and chill after all. It's an email from your boss. Your negligent, selfish boss. You're a bit too angry with him to read it properly at first, but you manage to calm yourself down for a moment to read, eyes flitting to your name on the first line of the email. What does it say? Do I get to type in here something? Oh, I get to type in something. Maybe I'll just say apologies. Apologies. I need you to come by my place tomorrow since the cafe is closed today. Yeah, I'm aware. Oh, his name. It was his name. Can I redo that? Yeah, oopsies. His name. What should his name be, chat? What should his name be? What should my ignorant, negligent boss's name be? He's probably a Chad. Right? Ignorant. Asshole. I think he's a Chad. Okay. Oh. Or is that my name? Oh, that's my name. Okay. Guys, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Forgive me. As we now realize how dumb I am. Stream, close your eyes. Wipe your memory. Pretend that never happened. Pretend we got it on the first try. Broski, I need you to come by my place tomorrow since the cafe is closed today. Yeah, I'm aware. No thanks to you, asshole. There's something I need to give you in person. And that's the end of the email. You really have no desire to see your boss outside of work. He's never been difficult to get along with per se, though he does make unwanted passes at you sometimes. Even though you've tried your best to let him down easy, he just won't take no for an answer. To say that it's becoming a little unnerving would be an understatement. Still, you don't want to lose your job, so you've learned to deal with it, while also putting in job applications at nearby businesses just in case you reach your breaking point soon. Which honestly is sad to say, but I feel like that's a reality for a lot of women in business. And it just kind of sucks. Really sucks that the world is that way. And it just really sucks that female presenting people just, can't be treated with more respect. It's really sad. Yeah, also, why can't our boss just wait until, like, the day after the renovations to, like, give us the stuff? Like, the fact that he wants us to come over to his house and give us the stuff? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I have never been that close with my boss. Any of my bosses where I've worked. Which, I'll be clear, hasn't been a lot. But I've never been close enough to a boss to where they're like, yeah, just, swing by my place and come pick up something that I need you to grab. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Since when were we friends outside of work? I don't remember establishing that. Very strange. Anyway. Getting colder. You wrap your arms around yourself, tilt your head down, and puff out a warm breath, already beginning to shiver a little. You feel pretty damn miserable. Oh. Then a voice interrupts your internal pity party, forcing your head back up. For a few moments, you simply stare at the stranger before you. He seems surprised to see you, though you're not too sure since you can't exactly see his eyes due to his unruly bangs. I'm just saying, even though he's probably my stalker, #would. Don't shoot me, chat. I'm just saying. Dude's hot. Bus. He gestures a hand towards the bus stop sign awkwardly. It's not running for the rest of the day. Traffic accident or something. They're working to fix it, I think. You deflate almost instantly upon hearing his words, leading you to realize that you don't have any way to get home. Without being thoroughly drenched from head to toe, that is. You wish you could have called your dad to come give you a lift, but he's out of town right now. And with the way you were already living paycheck to paycheck, it wasn't like you had any extra funds for a taxi service. In short, you're stuck. How the hell am I supposed to get home now? You mutter to yourself, feeling even more defeated than before. I could walk you home, if you want. There's enough room under my umbrella for two. The stranger's offer bemuses you for a second as you think of a proper response. Alright, what should we do here, chat? Normally, I think in a situation like this, I would probably say I don't trust strangers. So I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say this first. Actually, I'm gonna quick save. And I'm gonna click this first, and we're gonna see what it says. Sorry, but I don't really trust strangers. The man before you shifts his weight from one foot to the other, sighing a little. I understand. But we're on a main street, so if I tried anything, someone would see. You, don't have to be so cautious. The man tries to ease your anxieties, but to no avail. Yeah, I feel like the first part of that would have been like, yeah, true, I guess. And then the second half was like, but now you're giving off creepy vibes. What was it exactly that he said? Yeah, you don't have to be so cautious. Is like, clearly you've never had to worry about being cautious. Like, that's all there is to it. And that kind of, that remark, that slight bit of ignorance kind of, just makes me question you a little bit. The man tries to ease your anxieties, but to no avail. You just stare back at him with a skeptical expression until he sighs again. My name is Lumen, but you can just call me Lou. My name's Broski. Then I guess we're not strangers now, huh? Anyway, we should probably get a move on before the rain gets worse. Oh, right. Yeah. Good point. I'll, lead the way then. You can't remember the last time you've walked with someone, even if that person was a stranger. As you walk, you make sure to stay fairly close to Lumen to keep yourself from getting wet. He has a unique smell to him, you come to notice pretty quickly. It's a mix of flora, coffee, and the faint scent of fresh laundry. It's comforting. You really hope you aren't too obvious with the fact that you're basically smelling him. And that could come off as a little weird. You clear your throat and focus your attention back on the sidewalk ahead of you. Even though you've only known him for a few minutes, Lumen seems to be the quiet type. Still, he tries his best to fill in the silence between the two of you. So, Broski? Yes? Why did you come out today without an umbrella? The news said there was a 90% chance of rain. Oh, I, didn't watch the news before leaving this morning. I was kind of in a rush. I did check my weather app though, and it didn't mention any rain. Maybe my app isn't up to date or something. Lumen hums in acknowledgement, then lapses back into silence for a bit. Okay. Theorizing how... Okay, I guess we don't know for sure if Lumen is our stalker. But if there's someone who has been stalking us, it's probably Lumen, just because that's the way the game is developing. And depending on how long and how determined he is, he could have hacked something into our phone to make sure we didn't see the weather. So that way he could get us in this specific predicament and find us at this exact moment. That's what I'm theorizing is happening. You can see him occasionally glancing at you out of your peripherals. Or you assume he is. Can he even see with those bangs of his? You, work at Renee's cafe? Lumen suddenly asks, most likely referring to your uniform, which consisted... Oh, hello, Mars! Hello! Welcome! Welcome to stream. Very happy to see you again. Which consisted of a simple maroon-colored t-shirt sporting the coffee shop's logo on the back and breast pocket. Yes, and I am very happy to have you here. This hottie, his name is Lumen, and he found us in the rain, and he's walking us home under his umbrella. You give a small nod, momentarily pulling at the front of your shirt. Yeah, I do. We work at a cafe, by the way. Lumen, I go there a lot. I really enjoy the coffee. Did he? You were pretty familiar with the cafe's regulars, but you're not sure you've seen him even once. The coffee is pretty good, right? Yeah, you may think that's sweet, but it's not. I'm telling you right now, it's weird vibes going on right now. Slightly weird vibes. But am I opposed to it? No. No. Not at all. If there's one thing my job does right, it's definitely the products we sell. I like my men obsessed with me. I like them obsessed. What do you mean by that? Well, the management is pretty mediocre, and my boss is a little assertive at best. Lumen's expression darkens, though you fail to notice it as your eyes are aimed downward, observing the cracks in the wet pavement of the sidewalk. I only came out today because I thought I had to work, but turns out the cafe is undergoing some kind of renovations. I guess my boss forgot to send out a notification before my shift to let me know. I wonder if I'm the only one that didn't get it or something, because I didn't see any of my other coworkers here. That's pretty odd. Does your boss think he has better things to do? That's the same thing I said. No, but literally, chat. Like, what the fuck is wrong with our boss? Although, if it was just an us issue, it could be what I was theorizing about earlier, where dude put something into my phone or like has access to my emails and messages and deleted it before I even had a chance to see it, so I didn't know about it. Just a thought. Just some food for thought. You exclaim, throwing your arms up in frustration. For some reason, the fact that Lumen was unbelievably tall just crossed your mind as soon as you realized that tossing your arms up didn't knock away the umbrella. Or even touch it for that matter. Yeah, that's just my theory. Although, to be fair, he's only really said a couple things that have, like, had a kind of vibe. Like, he's a little fishy. He's a little fishy. And not in the good way like me. He was so much taller than you, it felt like you were standing under an awning or something. Anyway, no use in crying over spilt milk. Might as well suck it up and move on, yeah? I suppose. Let's change the subject then. Do you have any hobbies, broski? Well, I do gaming and I do drawing, but since we are playing a game right now, let's pick gaming. Oh, I usually spend my free time playing games. Really? Lumen looks pretty energized by your answer. Does he like games too? What kind of games do you like? It's a mix of RPG, gacha, and visual novel games. I like a variety. Which, ironically, are a lot of similar genres that I like. I do enjoy visual novel games a lot. I love RPGs. I'm a sucker for them. Give me the food. I love RPGs, especially JRPGs. I will eat that shit up. Gacha games are okay. I get kind of burnt out after a while, and I only really ever come back to them if I like am like really enjoying like the art style or like the characters. I think the only gacha that I've consistently come back to like every once in a while is Honkai Star Rail. But even then, I'm like so far behind in Honkai Star Rail. Every time I get on, I'm just like overwhelmed by like how much new stuff there is and just end up getting back off. Oh, and then I logged back in Honkai Star Rail the other day and all of my people in my friends list gone, eviscerated, like they never existed. All my friends that I had helping me with their characters when I was grinding for stuff, kaput. I was so upset. I saw that my friends list was just completely yoinked and heated and immediately got off. I was so pissed. Wow, that's super cool. Most people tell me that I'm too old for games, so you are never too old for games. Adults are the ones that make video games. You are never too old for games. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Especially some dumbass kid. It's nice to see other adults who play games too. I don't think the enjoyment of any hobby should have an age restriction on it. I'm sorry you have to put up with that though, Lou. It sucks. I've gotten used to it by now, I think. But still, thank you, broski. No need to thank me. Anyway, enough about me. Since you already know where I work, how about you? Oh, I'm a florist. I enjoy it. Oh, really? Man, I wish I had a green thumb. Sadly, most of the plants I get end up dying. Poor things. Well, growing plants can be made easy, but it still requires a lot of patience and attentiveness. Anyone can learn, though. I really hope that's true. I recently bought a little fern after hearing they're easy to maintain. I know I was there when you bought it. What was that, Lou? What was that? Soccer boy. I was just saying that ferns are a good choice. That's all. For newbie plant owners. I've had it for a few weeks now and it's still alive, so that's definitely a start. You give him a smile. The man beside you returns it. Talking to Lumen becomes easier, and you soon find yourself deep in conversation with him for the rest of the walk home. Until you realize that you're about less than 2 minutes away from home. What should you say to him? Well, we're such good friends right now, and we are getting to know each other, even though he technically does know everything about us. But we don't know that, technically. So let's invite the cutie over for a cup of coffee. Let's invite Lumen over. Well, there's no harm in continuing to walk with him, right? You're almost to your place anyway, and you don't really want to get drenched. We're probably about 2 minutes from my place now. You try to think about how to word what you plan on asking him. It takes you a few seconds until you finally clear your throat and just come out with it. Would you like to come over for some coffee? My equipment isn't nearly as good as the cafe's, but I think I make a pretty good cup. You try to ignore the implications and reassure yourself that it's just coffee. Even if it may be a euphemism for... Yeah. Do you really not mind? Not at all. I mean, you've gone out of your way just to walk me home, and I think a cup of coffee is the least I could do, you know? Well, if you really don't mind it, then I'll gladly accept your kindness. The rest of the trek to your apartment is pretty short, and both you and Lumen are quiet during it. At least it's not an awkward silence, though. Home sweet home. Feel free to put your umbrella at the entrance so it can dry a bit. Thank you. Get yourself settled, and I'll start on the coffee. Lumen does as you direct and takes a seat on your couch as you turn on the TV. The two of you engage in a bit of small talk while you brew the coffee. You've done it so much by now that it's practically second nature. Here you go. Thanks, broski. You watch him with anticipation gleaming in your eyes, curious to see how he reacts to the drink. Lumen sips it quietly and carefully, seeming to savor the rich texture of the coffee as he swirls it around in his mouth for a bit. Amazing. It tastes really good, broski. Really? Oh, thank goodness. I'm glad you like it. I do. In fact, I'd, say it's better than anything I've gotten from Renee's cafe. Aw, now you're just flattering me. You give a small, coyish laugh, waving off his compliment. Not at all. I really do think it is. Oh. You weren't expecting him to be so passionate about it? But you couldn't really say you hated it. If anything, it was nice to be appreciated for something as small as brewing a cup of coffee. It's the small things, guys. It's the small things. Well, I'm really glad you think so, Lou. It's the least I could do anyway, since you gave me a way home, dry and not sick from the rain. You laugh as you play with your fingers in a bashful manner. What? Jesus. Oh, it's Lumen's phone. It's my phone, sorry. That's fine. Feel free to answer it. Sorry. It's no problem, really. As Lumen retrieves his phone from his pocket and begins reading over what you assume to be a text message, his expression shifts into a deep frown. I have to go. The shop is understaffed, so they want me to fill in for someone today. Even though it's my day off. Lumen looks annoyed. Rightfully so. You're sure you'd be annoyed too. You've been called into work even when it was your day off before as well, so you could definitely understand his annoyance. Can I see you again? Sure, I don't see why not. What's your number? We can swap contact info before you go. Okay, sure. Once the two of you have exchanged information, you give Lumen a bright smile. It was really nice meeting you and talking with you, Lumen. Let's talk later, okay? Yeah, definitely. I'll see you later, broski. And thanks again. You're welcome. Let me see you out. As soon as Lumen leaves, you feel a nice, warm sensation in your heart. It was really nice meeting a sweet guy like him. You soon find yourself hoping you could see him again soon. Broski. I'm so happy. So happy. I can't believe I was in your home. It smells just like you. Ah, that coffee mug you gave me. I wonder, is it new? Or is it one you've had your pretty lips on before? Ah, just thinking about it is gonna make me... The young man cuts himself short with a full-body shudder and another fit of giggles. I was even happier when you offered to exchange numbers. Maybe being called in wasn't so bad after all. I can't wait to text you every day and call you and hear your voice and... Oh, but first, I should really do something about that pest buzzing around you. Well, safe to say, bro's a little obsessed, a little crazy. But it's fine. I mean, it's fine. Today was a clear, sunny day. Yeah, excuse me. I'm just saying I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Just in case you still decide to check the weather. The forecast says the chance of rain is quite low, thankfully. Tsundere is the one where they act like they hate you, but they really like you. I think the one you're thinking of is no, it's a yandere. I think he fits into the yandere category where they're like completely and totally and utterly obsessed with you and want you all to themselves and will do anything, and including most of the time killing the people around you to get them out of their way essentially and to keep you all to themselves. Yeah, yandere. You didn't want to run into any inclement weather on your way to your boss's place. Oh, that's right. I have to go to my boss's house today to pick up something that he can't wait for me to pick up later at work. He did mention there was something he needed to give you yesterday in that one email. Even though it's the weekend and you'd much rather spend your time doing literally anything else. You knew it wouldn't be a good look to leave your boss on red or not show up at all today. As you're getting ready for the day by brewing a cup of coffee and starting on a light breakfast, you switch the channel to the news. This morning, a local man was found in his home, murdered. Oh, I'm not sure what I was expecting. The news is always depressing. Especially nowadays. The identity of the man has been revealed by the police in hopes of finding his killer as soon as possible. Absent-mindedly, you glanced at the TV while scrambling eggs in the frying pan. You weren't prepared for what you saw then. The man shown on the screen was your boss. Saw this coming a mile away, let me tell you. Saw that coming. Huh. No. That can't be right. That doesn't sound right. Using the back of your hand, you furiously wipe at your blearing eyes, wondering if you were perhaps seeing things. No, you weren't. It was him. There's no doubt about it. You're quick to turn off the stovetop burner, pushing the frying pan to the back while you try to regain your composure. Breathe. Breathe in and out. In and out. Okay. Now that the initial panic attack has somewhat subsided, you try your best to rationalize things. It wasn't that you necessarily liked the man, but you certainly didn't wish death on him. Seeing his death being reported in such a clinical fashion was pretty jarring, to say the least. Now that you were out of whatever trance you'd been in prior, you can hear the incessant buzzing coming from your phone sitting on your kitchen counter. As expected, there were tons of messages flooding in, all from your coworkers. They were wondering if you'd seen the news and asking if you were safe. You quickly type out confirmation that you were indeed unharmed and still at home. As you wait for their reply, you take a seat on the couch, breathing out a long sigh. Was your boss's murder a one-time arbitrary case? I seriously doubt it. Or were you and your coworkers in danger as well? Well, I mean, I guess technically we should be fine. As long as we keep thinking, Lumen, that we're into him and obsessed with him, which we kind of are. Well, one thing's for certain. You sure won't be leaving the house today. Scrolling through messages you missed, you see there's a new notification that just came in. Oh. It's from Lumen. Good morning, broski. Hope you're having a good day. Maybe you could tell Lumen about the things on your mind. Judging from yesterday, he seemed to be a pretty good listener. And it's not like this was anything super private. Your boss being murdered was already on the news after all. What should you do? Oh. Okay, well, inviting a coworker over could have really bad implications later on. Especially if Lumen is stalking us hardcore. He will kill that coworker next. So I think it is just better if we go back to sleep. This is all too much for you. The exhaustion is really starting to kick in. And just being awake right now is too much. I'm going back to sleep. For some reason, you feel as if you've missed out on something big. No! God damn it. Oh, well. You're telling me that what's... Ugh! Alright, clearly that wasn't the option I was supposed to pick. Alright. Ending 2, avoidance. I figured that would just continue the day. Alright, oh, and I only did quick saves. Oh, I'm gonna... Oh! Alright, time to start over. We're just gonna kind of skip through where we go, and we're gonna try to get to where we were. I should have saved. God, I'm such a dumbass. Let's see. This is my name. Roski. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I didn't want to put my coworker in danger. That's all. Alright, forgive me, chat. Oh, can I quick load? Oh, yes! Yeah, man was found dead. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Let's actually save. That way... Let's save here. Yeah, let's overwrite the save. Okay, really quick. I think I actually have someone delivered some mail. So I gotta pick that up real fast before it gets stolen. So give me just 2 minutes, chat. I'm gonna lose tracking here. Okay, well, we're back, Matt. It was a new Ethernet cable. My Mom and Jelly has been having some issues with the Ethernet cable from the TV in the living room. So I had to go pick that up. But we're back. And this time we're going to click the correct option. We're going to leave him on red, and we're going to invite a coworker over instead. On second thought, maybe displaying all of your vulnerabilities to a man you just met a day ago wasn't the best option. Oh, the fur baby has spoken. Oh, did you hear her barking? My bad. It's not that you have anything against Lumen, you're just not comfortable in confiding in him yet. Leaving him on red is a little mean, but hopefully he'll take the hint. Instead, you could invite your coworker, Sam, over. He lives pretty close. Oh, and it's a dude. Well, sorry, Sam. I tried to avoid this issue for you, but you're next on Lumen's shit list. You're next on his hit list, bruh. Yeah, poor Sam. Bye-bye, Sam. He lives pretty close by, and he also expressed concern for you since you live alone. Aw, thank you. You decide to text him. Sam responds a few minutes later with an affirmative, letting you know that he's on his way to your place. You sit back and wait for him. Uh-oh. Lumen's not happy. Why? Why would you choose him over me? Why? I don't understand. Did I do something wrong? Do you hate me? Maybe the way I feel about you hasn't gotten through to you yet. That must be it. After all, we shared such a magical moment not too long ago. I know you feel something for me, broski. I know. I don't mind waiting for you to see it either, my love. But I will not stand for anything or anyone coming between us. I'll just have to kill him too. Ah. Ending 3, a new target. Was that it? Hold on. Technically, there was one more choice I could make earlier. Hold on. Main menu. It was towards the beginning. And we could either choose to say... What was it? We don't trust strangers, or sure, come along. Oh, our boss. He killed our boss. Or at least it was heavily implied that he killed our boss. Okay, so this time let's say that this time let's be pretty happy about inviting him. Let's try that. Are you sure? I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know how long I would have been waiting if you hadn't come along. Ah, well. It's not a big deal. I was just passing by. But, you're welcome. My name is Lumen, by the way. You can call me Lou if you want. You give him a smile in return. My name is Broski. It's nice to meet you, Lou. Likewise. Yeah, he killed the boss. It was on the news. Okay, let's see if he says the same things. You can't remember the last time. Yep. He says, yep, the same things. Same conversation. Because what did we get? We got ending 2 and 3, so we're missing an ending here. Okay, let's do drawing this time, maybe. Pretty relaxing and therapeutic until my back, wrist, or neck starts hurting. Or I realize I'm drawing on the wrong layer. My little sister used to draw a lot too. Ever since she started college, she hasn't had the time. She even tried teaching me, but I've never been any good. Hey, drawing takes a lot of practice and patience to be proud of the art that you make. I think if you keep practicing, you'll be able to see results eventually. Do you really think so? Of course, practice makes perfect and all that. Thank you, broski. Anyway, enough about me. Okay, yeah, we've seen this before as well, so I'm just gonna try and run through this. Oh, this was the other option. Tell him you can make it from here. This was the only other option that we didn't get. Hey, since we're pretty close to my place now, I think I can make it from here on my own. Are you, sure? Oh, yeah, I am. I appreciate you walking with me this far, but yeah, I've got it from here. I live close by, so it's not like you have anything against Lumen or anything. You're just not a huge fan of letting someone you don't really know near or into your home. Even if they are a cute, helpful stranger. A stranger is still a stranger at the end of the day. You hope he understands that. Fortunately, Lumen is pretty quick on the uptake. Alright, if you say so. The tall man shifts his weight to his other foot for a moment, then speaks again. I'll, see you around then? I'm sure you will, since you frequent Renee's cafe a lot, right? Again, thank you so much, Lumen. I'll see you later, alright? Lumen gives you a small wave before you lift your satchel back over your head and bolt down the street. He watches your retreating form for a few moments, then turns and starts back the way you both came from. Huh. Broski. Broski, 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 broski. The young man giggles to himself as he repeats your name over and over and over again. You're a pretty cautious person, aren't you? And even after going through all that trouble with your tire, too? What a waste. See, I knew this guy slashed our tires. I knew it. I knew it. But that skepticism of yours is a good thing. Trusting strangers is a no-no after all. Oh, but you're not a stranger to me. I think I know you better than I do my own family at this point. Hell, I think I'd even go as far as to say that I know you better than your own family does. God, you're so adorable. So cute. I wonder if you realize how cute you are. I'll have to keep my eye on you, or else you'll slip away from me, won't you? I certainly can't have that. I love you too much after all, you know? And I can't wait to see you again. My sweet, sweet broski. Ending 1. E-Day Fixe. Alright, so a lot shorter than I was expecting. I guess there was only 3 main endings, and, the game doesn't really go too much into depth after that point, which I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty sad about because I I want to know a lot more. I want to know when the obsession started, how long it's been going for, what the his fascination is with me, I guess. Um and overall, I wanted a chance to interact with him longer and more often. But I do understand that multiple choice games and stories can take a long time to do. Um because feasibly everything breaks down into a really large tree depending on what choices you make and what those choices like affect. Yeah, kind of sad it's a short series. Overall though, I do think that the art style was really good. Um but yeah, I wish there were more choices. I wish there was more to this game. I just want more. I want more of it. So, I guess if that tells you anything, I enjoyed it. Wanted to see more of the story. So, I think I'm overall pretty happy with how this game turned out. And I've only been streaming for an hour. So, here's what we're gonna do. This was a game on itch.io. So, I'm going to very quickly look for another game. I'm going to look for another game on itch.io of a similar vein. And I'm going to download that real quick and then I'm going to stream that. Let's see, itch.io. Okay. Oh, actually, here's one that I was actually thinking of doing next. That was kind of in a similar vein. It's called Burn the Midnight Oil. And this one is also it's also a like dating sim, um a virtual novel kind of thing. Cuz I'm not done with stream yet. I'm not done with you guys. You guys aren't allowed to leave yet. Okay. Download for me. Download. Oh, open. Download. Extract all. Browse. Itch.io games. Select folder. Extract. Yep. Extract there. Okay, that's almost done extracting. Download was pretty quick too. 95% complete. Okay, now we have Burn the Midnight Oil. And it looks like it's just a demo. So it doesn't look like it's fully completed either. But that doesn't matter to me. Here we go. Okay, hold on. grab my put me down in this little corner over here, and then let me. Oh, hold on. I need to turn the background off. Yay! Okay. Capture specific window. Burn the midnight oil. Oh, here we go, Chad. Let's go. Alright, yeah, this is the Kickstarter demo for Midnight Oil and is not a finished product. Art, music, sound effects, and writing in this demo are all subject to change before the final game. We hope you enjoy playing. So hopefully we learn more about this game and when it will officially be out. See what we can see. If you want to see more, wishlist on Steam. Oh, you can wishlist it on Steam. Maybe we should do that. Well, we'll play the demo, see how it is, and then if we enjoy playing it, we'll wishlist it on Steam. How about that? Full screen. There we go. Dialogue font. Open dyslexic. Main font. I'm not seeing a difference. But maybe I'm dumb. Okay. This was the default. Medium is default. Text speed, let's move that up a little bit. Sound. Background music up. Oh, and then let's change our game audio. Hold on. Alright, guys. Properties. Here you go. Burn the midnight oil. Okay. You can hear the sound now, right? And then if it's too loud, let me know and I can turn it down a little bit. Let me know, Mars. How is the sound for the game? Too loud? Too quiet? Do I need to turn it up? Turn it down? Okay, sweet. Alright, content warnings for anybody else watching. Horror, blood and violence, strong language, suggestive content, alcohol and drug reference, substances abuse, emotionally abusive relationships, and suicidal thoughts. So if this is something you are uncomfortable with, now is your chance to click away. Yeah. Yeah, so this is your chance to click away if some of these themes are triggering for you. Yeah, thanks. Alright, new game. Please make your selection. Cersei or Dante? So is this who we're playing as? Date of birth, unknown. Type, vampire. Occupation, private investigator. Personal history. For 2 decades, Cersei stalked the streets of North Haven as a private investigator. Accompanied by her sidekick Edgar, she mostly deals in trivial jobs like catching cheating spouses, finding missing pets, and slaying vampires. Even though she too is a vampire herself. Curious. In recent years, Cersei's lost her passion for detective work. Yeah, it is really nice that they have trigger warnings like that, I agree. But this city isn't done with her just yet. When she's approached by 2 different clients looking for the same person, she decides to take on this one last case. Alright, let's check out Dante. Hottie alert. Okay. Date of birth. Demi Hellhound, and then it's scribbled out. He's a werewolf. Demi werewolf. Occupation, police officers. Police officers scribbled out. I'm not. Emergency contact, Orion Walker. Personal history. Several years ago, Dante struck a deal with Orion and a former friend of his mother. Stuck in North Haven ever since, Dante unwillingly works as a cop. He spends his nights chasing criminals, waiting for the day when he'll finally have fulfilled his end of the deal. At last, Orion puts Dante on his final case. There's a suspicious new drug on the market he wants Dante to investigate, but the roots of this problem might be even more dangerous than they thought. Okay. She's looking for somebody. But Cersei's just... She's so gorgeous. I wonder if it's two separate stories. So if you choose to play as Cersei, you get like one story, and then if you choose to play as Dante, it's another story. Well, we can always test it out. I'm gonna start with Cersei though. Somewhere. Don't remember the month? 1966. Something not quite human sits on the edge of a stranger's bed. Hello, Miss Ma'am. Hello. Leisurely lapping at the blood coating her fingertips. Yeah. Oh my god. Hotties. They're both hotties. Savoring her leftovers. Oh, Miss Ma'am, the way that you look down. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the character designer literally ate. She turns her head to stare at tonight's meal. A handsome man, currently lost inside his dreams. She wants to be certain she's not imagining the steady rise and fall of his chest. The last thing she needs is a trail of bodies leading them to her. But even the imprints of her teeth on his skin have already faded. When he wakes up tomorrow, his memories of the entire night, of her too, will be gone. He'll go on with his life like he never met her. He'll get married, have a kid or two, grow old, die. She'll remember him for a while, but she won't be sad about it, or miss him, or ever wonder what could have been. He's not the first meal whose bed she's seduced herself into, and he could never be the last. So pretty. Her eyes trace the stranger's features one last time, searching in vain for a different face. His face. Before your humanity was stolen from you, would you have been anything like this man? Or have you always worn your penchant for destruction with unbridled pride? When the stranger stirs in his sleep, she accepts that she won't find whatever it is she's looking for here. The time has come to part ways. Sweet dreams, Arthur. At least she thinks that was his name. Maker. It is midnight, and I'm writing to you from yet another city whose name I couldn't bother to learn. I'm not sure what day it is, or how long it's been since I bid you goodbye for the last time. Maybe it's been days, maybe it's been weeks. Maybe it's even been years. Since your death, I haven't had anywhere to call home. I only stay in one place long enough to take shelter while the sun is out, and then I'm back on the prowl. It's mostly men. I I desperately want them to remind me of you, even though none of them look anything like the you I knew. Living or dead, I suppose no one will ever remind me of you. I should probably be grateful for that, shouldn't I? Maker. I have taken to hunting every night just to keep sane, but I don't think it's working. I fear I might have lost my mind long ago without noticing. At least, I don't think I'm making things worse. At least I'm keeping busy, which means I have less time to think. It's a good thing. If I think too hard or too long, I'll start thinking of you. I make bad decisions when I think of you. Maker, remember how you always used to say that creatures like us weren't made for rules? I always disagreed, but only out of spite. We both knew you were right. I hate being told what to do. I hate it so much. I'll fuck everything up for myself just to do the opposite. I miss it now, though. If you were here, I wouldn't have these doubts. I wouldn't have to worry about right or wrong. You would make all the decisions. You alone would be responsible for the terrible, terrible consequences of our actions. Without you, I find that I'm no longer just lonely, I'm alone. You promised me even death could never part us. So why didn't you take me with you? Shit. She slinks away from the crowds, seeking shelter in the shadows of the nearest alleyway. Shit, shit, shit. So this is it? All those years lead to this? She's still doing the exact same bullshit she used to do when she was tailing after him. Only now she's doing it alone. And to what end? What is the point of living like this? Hell, can you even call it living? What? She almost doesn't dare say it. What if I just ended it? She already died once. Her second death doesn't even have to count. Some might call it suicide, but Cersei gave up on heaven a long time ago. If such a place even exists, she was barred from entry many murders ago. All things must end someday anyway. Perhaps it's my turn now. That thought brings her a strange sense of peace. She slows her heart down, leans her head back against the brick wall, and just listens. She hears traffic. She hears laughter. She hears music. She hears colleagues stumbling to their next bar, arguing over who's next round. She hears couples spilling out of the cinema, giggling and necking and whatever couples do. If she really, really strains her ears, she can even hear a couple of homeless drunks laughing their asses off over a joke that definitely doesn't deserve such unfiltered glee. It all sounds like life. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. All these years. All these years. And she's ready to kick the bucket because... Because what? Because he is gone? She can't even make it a year without him? How is that fair? It's not. It's not fair at all. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And worst of all, it's humiliating. She's mourned enough. Doubted her decisions enough. She wants to live, so she's going to live. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. She'll keep going out of pure fucking spite if that's what it takes. Something drives through her chest, narrowly missing her undead heart. Thump. Thump, thump. Thump, 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 thump. There's a heartbeat. Beating so violently it has to hurt. It takes her longer than it should to remember that it can't be hers. Her eyes shift from the improvised stake in her chest to the man responsible for it. Perhaps he is more of a boy than a man. He can't be a lot older than she was when she was changed. Not that any of that matters right now. A stake to the heart? How medieval of you. The man, boy, doesn't respond. He's busy watching in horror as she rips the stake out of her chest. She doesn't flinch at the pain. It's there, like an incessant little bug, but it doesn't really hurt. Never does anymore. If I may offer you some advice for the next time you try to murder one of us, don't bother with the classics. Crosses, garlic, and all that nonsense. None of it works. Except the sun, but she's not stupid, so she's omitting that part. Don't be afraid. She takes a step forward. He's trembling now, but still not a word. You're the one who tried to kill me. Shouldn't I be the one to fear you? She catches her hand right before it touches his face. She hadn't even realized she was reaching for him. The bad habit of hers. She's always cold, so she's always reaching for warmth. Why don't we play a game? Why don't you guess what can kill me? She doesn't like the silence. She wants to make him talk. If you get it right, I'll even reward you. Generous, no? More silence. This isn't some trick. I find you vaguely entertaining, so I intend to let you keep your life either way. Still silent. She stomps her foot, frustration seeping through. You're not going to talk to me at all? He's not even meeting her eyes anymore. She follows his gaze downwards. Ugh, men. Interesting choice of priorities, checking out my tits at a time like this. What? No, that's vile. I would never do that. He speaks. Well, now I'm offended. What's wrong with my boobs? Nothing. I think. I mean, I wouldn't know because I wasn't looking at your chest area. I'm not that kind of man. Then what kind of man are you? He ignores the question. I was looking at that. He gestures wildly into the hole in her chest. Oh. Or rather, where the hole used to be less than a minute ago. It's already healed, like it was never there. Another reason luck isn't on your side tonight. I just fed. What? I just fed, so I heal faster. The blank, stupid look on his face is oddly endearing. Do you know nothing about our biology, idiot? What did you say to me? I called you an idiot. Would you like me to repeat that? He whips out the knife she already knew he was hiding in the pocket of his coat. Don't patronize me. He points the blade at her. Or call me an idiot. If you behave like an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot. Simply smarten up if it bothers you. You think I care what you think of me, you leech? Evidently, you're not particularly good at hiding your thoughts. Why are you dragging this out? I'll never beg a vampire for my life. If that's what you're waiting for, so just kill me and be done with this already. She sort of, kind of, not really, tries to stifle her laugh. It pisses him off even more. What's so funny? Sorry, it's just your accent. I only realized it now, but it's so British. He's got a British accent? Guys have been giving him the wrong voice this whole time. Oh. Welcome to North Haven, England, where quite literally everyone talks like this. I don't even know if that's good. Oh, so that's where we are? She looks around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. She's not sure how she got here. But it doesn't matter anymore, does it? She's here now. You're not from here. What gave it away? Your accent. Are you American? When it's convenient. Suppose it doesn't matter where you come from. You still fit in perfectly with the other bloodthirsty freaks in this city. Huh, you amuse me. I definitely can't kill you now. Why not? Why? You almost sound disappointed. Of course not. Alright, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this, guys. Accent's too hard. But it doesn't matter what I want. You should do it anyway. Why? Because we can't both walk away from this. It doesn't work that way. Says who? He rolls his eyes. How about this? If you don't kill me first, I'm going to stab you in the back as you walk away. With that silly little kitchen knife? I've seen babies with stronger grips on their toys than you've got on that. His grip loosens. Meanwhile, I could kill you with minimal effort. Right here, right now. I could snap your skinny little neck with my bare hands and not even break a sweat. No, you want me to continue? You want me to continue struggling? Okay. I'll continue the accent for this man. Just for you, Mars. Only, that wouldn't be very fun now, would it? I don't kill as often as you may think, so I like to take pleasure in it when I do. I'd make it slow, slice your neck, to keep the cut shallow enough that I have to suck the blood out. I prefer to drink straight from the tap, you see, more intimate that way. Once I've drained you, I'll dump your corpse behind one of these bins and skip town. By the time someone finds you, I'll be long gone. Nobody will even know that I was here. He lowers his knife, averting his eyes to stare at nothing in particular. Do what you want. There's no one left who would care enough to try and find me anyway. She recognizes the frustration in his eyes all too well. She's seen it countless times in her own reflection. Vampires have reflection? That's news to me. Okay. No problem, Mars. Monsters took someone from him, just like a monster once took someone from her. Well, no one will have to. As I keep saying, I'm not going to kill you. He hurries to object, but she lifts a finger, and that's enough to shut him up. And you can't kill me. You're bold, I will give you that. But I don't think you could even kill the weakest of us. You're not strong enough. And that's not an insult or a slight against your ego or an attempt at undermining you. It's simply a fact. You are too weak. Don't you think you're underestimating me a little too much? No. I see you exactly as you are. You're no threat to me. You're no threat to anyone. You want revenge, but for whatever reason, you can't kill the one you actually want dead. So you poured all your resentment into the first vampire you could find. Me, apparently. Maybe you thought I'd be an easy kill. Maybe you really thought you could do it. But if I had to guess, I think you knew you would fail. I think you wanted to die. I imagine you've changed your mind by now. Staring death in the face, you're no longer so tough. Still, your pride prevails, so even if anything I just said happened to be the truth, you'd never admit to it. Would you? He drops the knife on the ground, and Cersei knows she's got him. He's not weak because he feels fear, or because he still looks at her like she's a person deserving of empathy, or worse, sympathy. He's weak because he was born that way. Cersei was much stronger when she met the one who made her. Her maker had spent an eternity mastering the art of pretending to be something he'd never be again. Yet when she laid eyes on him, she'd still seen what he really was. A monster. But even knowing that, she'd still lost to him. She'd still been too weak. Not anymore, though. If you'd like, I could teach you. Seeing his confusion, she elaborates. How to kill vampires, I mean. You would teach me how to kill your own kind. Yeah, why not? No matter how much of an idiot you think I am, surely you don't think I'd believe that's a genuine offer. Your kind prey on the weak, but you're loyal to your own. Even I know that much. He's not wrong. Contrary to popular belief, most vampires are social creatures. They thrive when they are together. In theory, at least. Reality is more complicated. It's frowned upon, I know, but I don't mind offending people. As a matter of fact, it might just be my favorite pastime. So it's not just me. You're insufferable with everyone. How dare you? But yes. Yes, I am. She offers her hand with a smile far too dangerous for anyone sensible to trust. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Only an idiot would strike a deal with a devil like you. Or someone moderately desperate. A moderately desperate idiot, then. Sighing, he takes her hand. She bites back a grin. Ah, before I forget, what's your name? Edgar James Thorne. That sounds so pretentious. I'm just gonna call you Eddie, okay? If you must. What about you? What's your name? If I told you, would you even use it? Well, yes. That's what people do, isn't it? Call each other by one another's names. Been a while since anyone has used her name, but she supposes it would be rude to withhold it from him now. They call me Cersei. So may you. His grip on her hand tightens. I want to ask you something, Cersei. Yes? When you've taught me all you can, what's going to stop me from killing you? She allows herself that grin now, showing him all her teeth. Nothing but your own compassion. North Haven, 1986. Finding Elysium isn't difficult. The dark doesn't bother Cersei the way it might others. Even if it did, she's navigated these tunnels enough times to remember each step. It's getting inside that poses some trouble. It wasn't always such a hassle. Cersei was once a regular at Elysium, cautiously welcomed by its patrons because of her relationship with Lazarus. It's been 6 or so years now since she'd been warned to never show her face here again. Of course, that flimsy ban has never stopped her before, nor will it stop her tonight. My accent's getting better, I just need practice. I don't know. If you guys are enjoying it, good enough for me. Good enough for me. The bouncer standing guard cuts straight to the point. Since you managed to find your way here, I take it you've got an invite? It's not a question. Lazarus paid a pretty penny for spells that ensure only those with an invitation will ever reach Elysium. Fortunately for Cersei, no one remembered to amend those spells when she was banned. Aw, you don't recognize me? Should I? Yes. But given that she doesn't recognize him either, he's probably new. Lucky me. What do they call you? You might not recognize her, but he'll definitely have been warned of her name. He thinks quickly. Donna. It's not going to be on the list, but it doesn't need to be. That's what her talent is for. Donna, Donna, Donna. He flips through the guest list till he hits the bottom of the last page. Yeah, no. No Donna. He takes a more aggressive stance, but it's all bravado. He reeks of insecurity. She will gladly exploit that. It's been a while, hasn't it? I might be rusty. Well, what did she say? It's all bravado. He reeks of insecurity. Let's just do our vampire thing and seduce the man. No, that's not the right strategy for this one. Seduction might be a personal favorite of hers, but the method is a hit or miss when it comes to other vampires. Most simply can't be bothered with enough blood in your system. It gets quite dead down there. It should intimidate or persuade him. It's a safer bet. Okay, well, if he's puffing up and trying to be intimidating, but it really is just make him insecure, intimidate him, so we definitely should intimidate him back then. You to deny me entry over some stupid fucking list? How dare you? If you know what's good for you, you will let me in. Ah, man, her voice doesn't come out right. It's a touch too soft. She already knows it's not going to work before the words are even out of her mouth. No! That's the rules, Donna. Or whatever it is they actually call you. You're new, right? She doesn't let him answer. I assume so, otherwise there's no way you wouldn't remember this face. She gets closer and closer and closer. As much up in his face as their height difference will allow. When you see this face, you should let me in. The bouncer staggers back a step, his confidence rapidly depleting. Her words haven't actually frightened him, not really. It's just how compulsion works. Compulsion, a vampiric ability that allows one to induce others to follow their will. Depending on the vampire's strength and the strength or weakness of the target's willpower, the vampire could theoretically convince the target to act or think any way they want. Yeah, we messed up. That's okay. The effect is temporary, but consistent long-term exposure to compulsion may cause permanent personality or behavioral changes. Out of all the vampire talents, compulsion might just be the most powerful, as well as one of the most easily abused. Clans carefully hoard the ability, only allowing their eldest members to learn and practice it. In the hands of the most practiced vampires, compulsion might be one of the closest powers to mind control. However, this kind of prowess demands a natural inclination as well as decades, if not centuries, of study. Elysium. Founded by the vampire Lazarus back in the 70s, Elysium is an underground music club as well as the only sanctuary in all of North Haven. Lazarus created Elysium to provide the local vampires with a steady supply of clean, fresh blood. Local authorities generally allow Elysium to deal with any conflict internally, as long as their business continues to keep vampire-related crime off the streets. Various spells, blah blah blah. Lazarus. Founder of Elysium, Lazarus is a gifted vampire. Specifics of his power are an open secret few dare to mention. Blah 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 blah. Prince. Lazarus happens to be the only boyfriend Cersei's ever had. When their tumultuous relationship ended some years ago, Lazarus didn't take it very well and indefinitely banned Cersei from Elysium. Rumor has it the two have been acquainted since long before they ever stepped foot into North Haven. Monikers, Princess of Elysium, or Prince of Elysium, Laz, asshole, dickhead, etc., etc. Maker, creator of another vampire, vampires, blah, blah, blah. Talents and gifts. Blah, 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 blah. Vampire names. Grant them a new name. Allowed to choose their own name. What do they call you? What do they know you as? This tradition isn't followed as closely by non-vampires or vampires outside the clans, but in certain circles, significant faux pas to not do it this way. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Her words, it's just how compulsion works. Right. Or don't. You're more than welcome to wait and see what Nisha will do to you when she learns you've turned away one of Elysium's VIPs. She's not known for her mercy, but you are new. Perhaps she'll take pity on you. Her words are followed by a lazy half-assed shrug. Perhaps. Compulsion isn't mind control. Circe can't force people to entirely transgress their own nature. It simply sways people in certain directions. Different methods, seduction, persuasion, intimidation, work on different people. The weaker their will, the farther she can push them. With enough practice and the right target, you could convince someone to do almost anything. Oh, you know what? We do have issues with the guest list all the time. Missing names, that sort of thing. They definitely do not. Nisha would never allow it. Must have forgotten to write you down. Please go ahead, miss. Miss? I mean, ma'am. M'lady? Mistress? We'll work on it, yes. She casually pats his shoulder on the way in. Elysium. The only sanctuary in the city for creatures of the night. Since the 70s, Elysium has been an Epicurean haven for vamps to gather and feast without repercussions. Donors, that's what they call humans selling their blood here. Some of them are natural masochists, taking pleasure in being fed on. Others are only here to make some good money. Most are here for both, and a select few loonies come here with dreams of one day becoming vampires themselves. But to my knowledge, few, if any, have yet had the honor of experiencing the change. It's been nearly a year since Circe last set foot in Elysium. One quick look around promptly reminds her why she's been avoiding the hellhole. Nothing's changed. Everything's exactly the same. Circe inhales, her stale lungs breathing in the irresistible saccharine scent of blood. The familiarity should comfort her. In a city that's rapidly changing, more so now than ever, Elysium's been one of her only constants. And it gets so damn boring. Among the 40 to 50-something vamps who permanently reside in North Haven, Circe can count on one hand which ones aren't regulars at Elysium. They're a tight-knit group who come here night after night to dance, drink, and smooch. As for what brings Circe herself here tonight, same reason she always comes to Elysium. She's looking for someone. Let's see. She double-checks the picture the client provided. It's an old photograph, a blonde guy, cute enough if you're in his age group, with baby blue eyes and a smile that's up to no good. Basically, I'm looking for a less alive version of this guy. Cool. She scans the dance floor for a mop of blonde curls, but there's no one. Either our intel was off and he's not here yet, or like most of us, he's taken on a different look in his new life. It's annoying that they don't have a more recent picture, but this is what the client offered, and Edgar couldn't find anything more recent. For now, she should find someone who might have a better idea of where she can find him. Question is, should I find Nisha or Lazarus for that? Well, definitely don't want to talk to Lazarus because Lazarus is the one that threw us out of here in the first place. So something tells me he would not be happy at all to see us here. So I'm gonna go with Nisha. Lazarus may have founded Elysium, but it's his right hand who runs the place. As a human, Nisha hadn't been a popular choice for the job. She fought hard to earn the patron's respect. Now everyone, human or vampire, in Elysium turns to Nisha when they've got a problem. And anyone who messes with Elysium's equilibrium will also have to answer to her wrath. I'll have to talk to her if I want to get anything done. Ignoring the urge to make the objectively worst decision, Cersei goes looking for Nisha. It doesn't take long to find her. She's at her favorite spot, leaned back against the bar, a cig hanging haphazardly from her red lips. The way her eyes curve in an amusement when she spots Cersei says more than words ever could. Is that who I think it is? Welcome back from the dead, babe. Hello, Nova. Hello. I wouldn't call Nisha a friend, but we do get along. It helps that Nisha's a businesswoman. Though her loyalties will always be to Lazarus on Elysium, Nisha appreciates making a little extra on the side when she can. Only instead of selling her own blood, she sells information. That makes her more valuable to Cersei than any donor ever could be. Missed me? I guess. Does get pretty dead around here without you. No pun intended. She puts out a cig on the bar counter. Where have you been this past? Shit. Has it been over a year already? I should probably tell her the truth. If I'm trying to get some information out of her, telling the truth, well, sure. We need to build some rapport, I think. Ignoring how Nisha's obviously been keeping tabs on her, after all it's her job to track potential patrons and threats, Cersei elects to play nonchalant. Been lazy lately. Asked Daddy to accept fewer cases for a while. A shame. Thought you were one of the lucky ones. That's a shame. Thought you were one of the lucky you to actually enjoy your job. So did I. I take it you still enjoy yours. Most nights. Anyway, who said you're only allowed to break the ban when you've got shit to do? You'll just show up here for fun. A couple of years ago, Cersei might have agreed with her. But now, messing with Lazarus and his ridiculous ban just isn't as fun as it used to be. Maybe because I've been doing it for 6 years straight. Honestly, the bigger surprise is that I didn't get bored of it sooner. Should you really be encouraging me to break the rules? Probably not. But who's gonna tell? Nisha tips her head towards the bar. How about a drink before you share what brings you here? My treat. I'm good. You're turning down a free drink? I'm not thirsty. Nisha smiles like she doesn't believe her, and she would be right not to. The thirst is never fully satisfied. Fortunately, Nisha's a lot more respectful of boundaries than Cersei's ever been, but she knows not to push it. You don't mind if I make myself one, do you? Be my guest. Nisha slips behind the counter, playfully hip-checking the bartender on service to make more space for her. The bartender shakes their head at her with a smile. Nisha, trying to steal my job again? Work harder and I won't be able to. Who's this? Oh, right. Jude, meet Cersei. Cersei, this is... Actually, I don't think I care. But you just asked... You know what? Never mind. Jude looks more amused than offended. So you're the one they call Cersei? Weren't you banned for forever? No one actually cares about that. Except maybe Lazarus, depending on his mood. Then why do you continue to make it a pain in the ass for me every time I visit? Does it matter? You always find a way in, don't you? No thanks to you. Cersei eyes Jude, who's watching their interaction with strange interest. You're new. Sort of. Jude, you said? Yeah. like the song. Their skin can't flush, but they still look bashful. Like the song. Cersei's attention returns to Nisha. I think they're referring to Hey Jude from the Beatles, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Cersei's attention returns to Nisha. Why are there so many new faces? First the bouncer, and now this one. Jude isn't new. They've worked here for quite a while now. Used to be a donor, actually. Cersei doesn't bother hiding her surprise. Lazarus actually changed one of them? No, not Lazarus. Not directly, at least. Another vampire passing through town lost control of his hunger. Drank too much. You know how it goes. Lazarus made him change me. Nisha's frowning, but then she notices Cersei watching her and fakes a smile again. He saved their life. He did. He really did. More like he ruined it. You wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place if Lazarus hadn't hired you. What happened to the one who made you? Nisha answers for them again. Oh, he's dead. Like, dead. Good riddance. I suppose congratulations are in order, Jude. You survived your fangling year. Fangling? A slang term used to refer to newborn vampires. After a year has passed, given that the vampire didn't get themselves killed one way or another, one will no longer be considered a fangling. It was an interesting experience. Your first year after the change is never easy, but under the right guidance, it's manageable. Jude may not have had their maker by their side, but the Elysium vamps still look out for one another, as long as it's convenient. It's nice to meet you, at least. Lazarus talks about you so much. I've always felt like I already knew you. Oh yeah? What's he been saying? Nothing nice. The other night, he went on a rant about you for hours, said that in almost 200 years of unlife, you're the worst bat he's ever met. Lazarus needs to practice his insults if that's the best he's got. I'm disappointed. Oh, he's said far worse. Just didn't think it polite to repeat. That's just how he expresses his affection. He's a sentimental soul. Think that's enough shit-stirring for one night, Jude? Back to work. Yes, ma'am. Jude spares Cersei one last glance and a brief smile. And then it's only her and Nisha again. Nice kid. They're older than you in mortal years. Like I said, nice kid. Nisha's eyes never leave the drink she's mixing, but Cersei still feels watched. So if you're not here to keep me company, why are you here? I'm looking for someone. You'll have to be a little more specific. Cersei holds up the target's photo for Nisha to see. He's a fangling. I don't know what they call him, but our client says he's been lurking around Elysium for the past couple nights. I'm hoping I'll find him here tonight, too. Nisha isn't even looking. Cersei pushes. Recognize him? No one sets foot inside Elysium without Nisha knowing. Nisha knows Cersei knows that, which is why they both know it's total bullshit when Nisha barely glances at a picture before she shrugs. Boys like that are two a penny in North Haven. What makes you think I'd remember? Here we go. Unless you've got something to help remind me. You only get greedier and greedier. Thankfully, greed is easy to work with. Cersei slides a few pounds over the counter. Nisha is quick to tuck it away inside her pocket. Suddenly, she's got a bounty of information to share. They call him Seth, and your intel's not wrong. He's a fangling, and a fairly fresh one too. Maybe a couple of weeks dead, give or take. He has no one. Whoever made him, they're no longer in the picture, which doesn't spell great odds for him in this world. He's only been here twice before, but he should be here tonight unless he's too scared. Why would he be scared? He's been on trial so far. If he wants to stay on the list, he needs to start paying. But without a job or someone to sponsor his undead life, well, let's just say his options for gathering enough money aren't exactly legal. Not that we care how he earns his keep, as long as it doesn't bring us any unwanted attention. So, now that you're after him, I guess I can forget about all that. He definitely won't be able to pay after you're done with him. I'd say I'm sorry, but you're not. I know. Nisha strains her drink into a chilled martini glass. Can I ask what he did? I'm sure you already know. Why pretend you don't? Nisha sips her drink. Cersei waits. If I let you do this, I don't need your permission. Nisha rolls her eyes. Fine. You're right. I do know Seth's a piece of shit and doesn't deserve to exist. But most of Elysium's clientele, including yourself once upon a time, are pieces of shit who should be dead. That doesn't mean you can kill all of them. I'm only allowing it this time because Seth isn't a regular piece of shit. He's a piece of shit whose body count is going to lead the pigs to our doors. And I really, really, really don't want to see Orion's holier-than-thou mug more than I absolutely have to. Whatever you plan on doing to Seth, spare me the gory details. The less I know, the better for both of us. Go ahead. Just don't do it anywhere near Elysium. We have a zero-tolerance policy towards violence between vamps here, in case you forgot. How's that going for you, by the way? Just asking, since your zero-tolerance policy towards me is hardly being enforced. You're already banned. What are we supposed to do? Ban you again? You could unban me if you're not going to put any real effort into keeping me out. Nisha attempts a weary smile, but ends up sighing again. You act like it was my decision. Oh, right. I almost forgot. No matter how much you like to pretend otherwise, we're still Laz's little minion. Fuck off. You don't even like it here, babe. Every time you come, all you do is complain, complain, complain. And you should know better than to take this personally. You dated him. You know what Lazarus is like. Love and hate, romance and violence, making love and fucking. It's all the same to that beautiful, messed up mind of his. Another sip of her drink. For what it's worth, he really does miss you. Meanwhile, I couldn't be happier to be rid of him. Nisha sighs again, more amused than annoyed this time. Is it because your kind has too much time on your hands that you waste so much of it? I guess you'll find out on your own, assuming things go the way you want them to. Nisha drops the grin. She wants to be one of them. She's never dared to say it out loud, at least not to Cersei, but it's obvious to anyone who pays enough attention. Now, personally, I would never wish the change upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. But every now and then, I'll meet someone who thrives in the night. Someone who might as well have been born to be one of us. Nisha's exactly like that. But Cersei will never change her, and unless Lazarus permits it, neither will any of the other vampires that hang around Elysium. Nisha's only chance is Lazarus. We'll see how that turns out for her. Speaking from experience, he loves to disappoint. Back to the Fangling. Will you keep an eye out for him, please? Pretty please. All right. I'll even send him your way if I see him. In return, you'll make sure he's dealt with far away from here. Deal? Sure. I'm serious, Cersei. Unless you want Lazarus to learn of our little partnership. Cersei couldn't care less if Lazarus learns that Nisha's been working with her detective agency for years now. It's not her who's going to get in trouble. It'll be Nisha, his right hand who gave away intel on his clients at his club. But it'd be inconvenient to lose our best informant. Also, Eddie would nag about it for nights. I'll be discreet. Don't worry. That's all I ask. Not much time passes before one of Elysium's goons notifies Cersei of the Fangling's arrival. Looks like Nisha's fulfilled her end of the bargain. Now it's Cersei's turn. Moments later, Cersei finds Seth loitering near the stage. She was right to assume that he's changed since the photograph. He's at least a few years older, though still young enough to have just graduated university. He's shaved off the baby fat and grown a mediocre mustache, but the cheeky smile he shoots her way is identical to the one in the picture. For a split second, Cersei hesitates. He still looks so young, so full of life even in death. Then she remembers what he's done. She remembers the women he's hurt. She remembers he deserves this. Hey. He's grinning from ear to ear, a little too brightly for someone who's supposed to be dead as she closes in. Well, hello there. What do they call you? Does it matter? You're welcome to call me whatever you want. Really? Typical of a Fangling. Seth is a slave to his own impulses. Perhaps he's merely deferring to her as an older vampire, or he simply can't help his excitement at a woman showing interest in him first. Either way, she smiles, deciding there's no point in wasting time. Seduction has always come easiest for her. You should come with me somewhere. Somewhere more private. Seth lunges at the opportunity without reservation. Sure, when? I can go anytime. Now? Where to? She hides her disgust behind a well-timed giggle. Come with me. She slips a hand into his and guides the overly eager vampire through the crowd. The bouncer, who almost didn't let her in earlier, still guards the entrance. He doesn't say anything when he sees them, simply watching as they disappear down the dark tunnel. When they get out of the tunnels, Cersei leads Seth through the streets with confidence, knowing exactly where to bring him. It's where I met Eddie for the first time, 20 years ago. I spared his life that night, but I've ended many lives there since to make up for it. Seth doesn't shut up once. I've never been with a vamp before. Is it better than sex with humans? Shouldn't we get some blood first? He enjoys the sound of his own voice too much. Not even once does he question her silence. Cersei stops at the end of the dingy alley, far away enough from Elysium to maintain her end of the deal. Seth looks around with a frown. You want to do this here? Wouldn't a nice girl like you prefer a hotel? Not a girl. Seth's jaw drops stupidly. You mean... I was referring to my age. Oh, yeah, of course not. I'm sure you're... experienced. Anyway, I'd invite you back to mine, but I don't, have a place yet. Just rolled into North Haven the other night. Still getting my shit sorted out. She ignores him, letting him laugh nervously to keep himself to himself while she looks around, checking there's no junkies or creeps hiding around the corner. Seems it's just the two of us here. And he's back to being excited. Oh, you dirty girl. You got a kink for doing it outside, yeah? Ew. You picked a great spot then. No way anyone will find us here. As long as we're on the same page. She lunges for him, grabbing him by the throat and shoving him up against the wall. Gah! He doesn't need air to survive, but he's forgotten that in his panic, he gasps, desperately clawing at the hand wrapped tight around his neck. Cersei stares into his eyes the entire time. She doesn't want to miss the moment the fight leaves him, the moment he realizes he doesn't stand a chance. She's older. She's stronger. She's going to kill him. She is going to fucking kill him. Please. She only notices he's crying when a stray tear hits her skin. Typical. When threats don't work, they always resort to begging. Please don't. Please, I don't know what I've done to piss you off, but... She can feel the joy seeping out of her as Seth's crying grows louder. She forgot how annoying it can be to kill fanglings. They're too sensitive. Whether it's pain or pleasure, they feel everything too strongly. Yeah, slay, Cersei. Kill the man. That's why they don't last long without an older vampire to guide them in their first year. Leave them to their own antics and they'll fuck like rabbits and die like cattle. Why are you doing this to me? Quit wailing, and I'll get to that part. It's a little hard not to wail when you're about to kill me, but sure, I'll be bloody quiet. She lifts her chin, daring him to speak another word. I'm waiting. Perfect. Listen, I think we both can agree you've been stupid. Least you could have done is be more careful with where you take your meals. Not eaten as many sheep from the same pen. Then maybe no one would have noticed. But no, on top of that, you were childish enough to play with your food and leave evidence behind. She sees the exact moment her words start to seep into his dumb little brain. The games you like weren't very fun for your playmates, were they? Of course, you liked that they didn't like it. Didn't you? That's what this is about? Hey, we're fucking into it. And you talk like I've been touching them, and I haven't. I never said that. I'm not sick. My mom taught me better. I see. So she warned you not to stick your dick where it's unwanted, but she forgot to tell you not to eat people? Don't bother denying it. You torture them, Seth. You snack on their flesh while they still breathe. So what if I like to steal a bite? Their blood is good enough to drink, but their flesh is too dirty for us? Every vampire's tried meat once. Yes, even you. I bloody know you have. And like I already told you, they fucking enjoyed it. Her fingers twitch, her grip on his throat threatening to tighten. Did they tell you that before or after you drained and defiled them? I'd ask them personally, but last I checked, the dead don't talk. Well, with the exception of us. Why does that even matter? Aren't we the same? Aren't we? Then you should know it isn't fair to judge me. Yeah, Mars. Caleb, Cersei. Go off, Cersei. We're fucking vampires. Apex predators. Top of the food chain. Who cares what happens to cattle? God, can you get any more cliche? See, that's the problem with vampires like yourself. You have no regard for consequences. You think that just because you can, you should. But let me clue you in on a little secret. She squeezes hard, strangling him. You shouldn't have. Release him. Ugh, you've got to be kidding me. Release him. I will not repeat myself. There's only one vampire in this city who would dare order Cersei around like that. Abraxas? Abraxas? Sure. Abraxas. Why not? This is your final warning, Miss Cersei. I strongly recommend you heed it. I heard you the first time, Abraxas, but I'm not one of your lapdogs. You should ask nicely if you want me to do something for you. As if playing nice with you has ever done anyone any good. How as you know? You've never tried. You're trying to distract me, but your efforts are in vain. Tonight, I have even less patience for your antics than usual. Seth is under the protection of the Supernatural Secrecy Force. If you harm as much as a hair on his head, you will be in defiance of North Haven's supernatural law. Purely out of childish spite, she considers plucking a hair from Seth's head just to prove a point. It'll grow back in seconds after all. Release him. Let me handle him. It's not as if this would be my first crime. I've broken at least 2 laws just tonight. This is a serious matter. How serious? I cannot say much, just know that Seth is our only witness to an important investigation. I am? He is? In her surprise, Cersei drops Seth on his behind. Seth scrambles to his feet, running to hide behind Abraxas' imposing frame. It's hard to tell, but beneath that thick jacket, Abraxas is hiding almost 6 feet and 5 inches of lean muscle. If only he'd use all those muscles for something productive, like throwing me around a bedroom. You tell it, girl. Cersei, you tell it like it is. You know what we're all thinking. Look at the veins on this man's hand. We were all thinking that. But I digress. Normally, no self-respecting vampire would run to an SSF agent for help, but Seth either doesn't know that or... Yeah, no, he definitely has no respect for himself. Follow me. One of my agents is waiting for us around the corner. Hey, where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you. Abraxas answers without pause. I am. I'm not. I fail to see how that's my problem. Abraxas couldn't look more bored if he tried. It's infuriating how he always carries himself with perfect poise, even as his shoulders hang heavy with guilt he thinks no one can see. Thank you for not putting up too much of a fight this time, Miss Cersei. I appreciate when you are willing to collaborate. Unlike the rest of his good-for-nothing squad, Abraxas has never, not even once, flinched in the face of her wrath. But there's always a time for firsts. Collaborate? You want me to show you how I collaborate? She storms up to him. Even in heels, she has to glare up at him. But the height difference has never intimidated her. This is unnecessary. I could hear you perfectly fine where you stood. Go fuck yourself. Not even a flinch. Very mature. You are more than welcome to waste my time any other night, Miss Cersei, just not this one. He tries to sidestep her, but she follows, blocking his path. Don't pretend you're above this. You love arguing with me. That's why you're always in my business, messing with my work. His brows furrow, the only hint that her words have affected him in any way. I'm not in your business, you are in mine. Right, sure, that's why I stalked you here. Oh wait, that wasn't me, that was you. Oh please, I did not stalk you. Then how did you find us? Coincidence? Coincidence? Seriously, that's the best you could think of? It isn't the first time you've brought your prey to this alley. I was in the area looking for Seth, and I figured it would be worth a look. So yes, it is nothing more than a coincidence that I found you. He moves to pass her again, but she moves again to block him. Do you even know who you're protecting here? Do you know what this bastard does to his victims? He doesn't just drain them, he tortures them. He deserves worse than death. You're one to talk. You just tried to kill me. Seth pushes out his chest, mimicking Abraxas' stance the best he can. You saw what she did. You saw everything, right, Captain? Quiet. But Seth only gets louder. You did. You saw how this she-devil threatened me. That's attempted murder. What are you waiting for? Do your job and arrest her. Cersei doesn't rise to her own defiance. There's no need, because she sees Abraxas' response coming from a mile off. On what grounds? What? I just told you she tried to murder me. That isn't something the SSF is concerned with. We cannot get involved every time there is a minor squabble between 2 supernaturals. But... shut it. They trade a peeved glance at the unintentional coordination. After a stony stare, Abraxas is first to break the tense silence. You have no authority here, Miss Cersei. Now go your way and I'll go mine. Palm of his cold hand ghosts along the small of her back, gently pushing her aside. Then he grabs Seth by the elbow to drag him to the mouth of the alley. Cersei follows right at their heels. What happens to him after you get what you need? You'll follow protocol and release him. But he's a criminal. Because he's predictable like that, Abraxas just offers her the usual spiel. The SSF is a counterterrorism and intelligence agency. We investigate and neutralize supernatural threats for the greater good of society. We have neither the time nor the reason to chase down all the addicts, muggers, and vandals who haunt these streets. But even if I wanted to do something, we have no case against him. I cannot abuse the law by detaining him without proof of a crime. My word is your proof. Have I ever lied to you before? Many times. But I'm not lying this time. Abraxas pauses, turning to look at her. She meets him assessing stare. Blah 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 blah. She meets his assessing stare with confidence. You have proof that this vampire has violated supernatural law. You should gather your evidence and report it to the Supernatural Crime Division. I'll put in a word with the inspector of whoever's shift, English. I'll put in a word with the inspector or whoever's on shift to make sure he's looked into as soon as possible. And if he's indeed guilty of the claims you make, I'll personally ensure that he gets whatever he deserves. Now will you please step aside and let me do my job? She steps back, hiding her fangs between tightly pressed lips. Fine. She's not going to report shit. By the time they get through the backlog to his file, Seth will already have fled the city. She'll surrender him to the SSF custody for now, but there's no other option. But as soon as he's out of their sight... Pfft, Seth snickers under his breath. Serves you right, you stupid cunt. 1 second, Seth's taunting her. The next, he's curled up on the floor, clutching his broken nose as he cries out in pain. You go, Abraxas. What the fuck was that for? It happened so fast, she almost misses the look of uncharacteristic rage on Abraxas's face. Mind your tongue in the presence of a lady. That was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of hot by Abraxas. Clearing his throat, he actually has the audacity to look sheepish when his eyes meet Circe's. We'll take a detour. That nose will heal before we reach the office. Hope your car crashes on the way. For a split second, she thinks she sees the ghost of a smile grace his lips. Great, now I'm hallucinating. Good night to you too, Miss Circe. He grabs the back of Seth's hoodie, effortlessly lifting him with one arm and carrying him out of the alley. She doesn't watch them leave. She's too pissed to spend another second here. Once she's certain she's still alone, she transforms and flies into the night. Alright, we are going to save here. Jesus Christ. Okay, some of the... Nope. Okay, sorry. So some of the settings are a little buggy. That's okay. It's unfinished, so it's not worth crying too much about. But unfortunately, that is all the time I have for a stream today. Honestly, I'm really thoroughly enjoying Burn the Midnight Oil. I think it's got great story, and as far as I can tell, I think it actually is two separate stories. And of course, they may merge later on, but I do love the idea that it is two completely separate stories that you can play. Yeah, definitely if you guys want to check out this and check out it more, go wishlist it on Steam. I'm probably going to do that right after this video, because I'm loving the artwork, I'm loving the music, the ambiance, I'm loving the background art. This game is so lovely. Please, I implore you guys to check this out on your own time. Maybe play the alternate route. And I will see you guys Thursday, same time, and we will be actually continuing to stream Burn the Midnight Oil. So hopefully you guys have fun with that. Thank you all again one more time for just being so amazing, chatting in the comments. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for showing up, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you jellies on Thursday. Yeah, the artwork does slap. All right, I'll be signing off now. Bye-bye, jellies. Bye-bye.